Hello YouTube, welcome to part 5 of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Today we will be doing the investigation and the class trial regarding the death of our dear friend Ciabatta Bread. Playlist is on the page. I don't put it in the description because I'm lazy and I don't really like you guys that much. Ha 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 ha. Please like my videos. Thank you. Hello stream, how are you all doing today? I'm very tired and I have a little bit of a headache, so I'm very excited to read for the next 3 hours. Behave yourselves and don't act dumb, or I'll ban you or something probably. Or I'll tell someone to do it. Hello Decaf, hello Mercy, hello Astro. I hope everyone's having a good Monday. Hello? You want to do the thing? Thank you. I appreciate you doing the thing when I ask you to. Fuck me, that was loud. Jesus. Alright, we're good.
Danganronpa.
Let's look at a slideshow consisting of about 33% are dead. Oh, it's Monokuma. Welcome to Monokuma Monday. Consisting of about 33% dead people. Those two are both alive. Shouts out Mondo. Alive, dead. Unfortunately, Makoto is alive as well. Great. And Abstraction Games presents Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Hey. Okay, we looked at the words, right? Did we look at the words? Monokuma file number 2. The new rule. Okay, did I look at the words? I know I said I was going to, but I don't know if I did. Fucking Christ. Hello? Where the fuck would it be? The word bloodlust is written on the wall in blood. Okay, I did. The victim was Ciabatta Fujisaka. Time of death is estimated to be around 2 a.m. but I was discovered in the girls' locker room was for school because there was blood to the head with a blunt object. She was killed instantly. Alright. Yes, you did. Said it was similar to scenes that were left for Genocide Jack. Alright, well, I scrolled back and checked anyway, but I appreciate the assist. There's a dumbbell on the floor, and this is a blood stain. There's a blood stain on the dumbbell. The Monokuma file said a blow to the head with a blunt object is what killed her. Does that mean this dumbbell was actually the murder weapon?
That's right.
I don't imagine it could have been anything else. Locker room dumbbell. Truth bullet. Handbook. Mondo, do you have anything for me? Dude had a real complex about being weak. You heard Chibata talk about it, right? All I need to get stronger. Yeah, I do remember she said that more than once. Sure did, which I guess explains the trip down here. But did she really need to get stronger that badly? You already mentioned it, but she was a girl after all. Most girls aren't all that strong. Oh, Makoto, please. I haven't even been here 20 minutes yet. You're gonna rile up Twitch chat already? Come on, man. It's not worth it. Wow. I don't know, man. Haven't really thought about that stuff. The case of Chibata's complex. I can't help wondering what it might be. Mondo's account has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Koda Desk-chan. Rude. I use this locker room all the time. Now it's become the site of Chibata's death. But why was she killed in the locker room? Actually, if you think about it, she could have been killed somewhere else than carried here. She was very light, that is true. It wouldn't be hard for someone to carry her, but still. I still think she came here on her own, by choice. What makes you say that? She'd been talking a lot lately about how she wanted to get stronger. So you're saying she came here to exercise? But according to the Monokuma file, apparently she was killed around 2 in the morning. Sakura looks strong as fuck, Makoto. Nopers. It's true. It's very true. Would she really have been exercising that late?
Perhaps.
Hina or myself were usually in the locker room during the day, so she was probably avoiding it then. Avoiding it? Although we invited her to join us more than once, she never showed up. So I can only assume she was trying to avoid us. And instead, she came to exercise in the middle of the night?
However.
Perhaps, but it's difficult for me to imagine she would have come alone. She did want to start exercising, but she specifically mentioned she couldn't do it by herself. She needed support from others. So you're saying she could have come here in the middle of the night to train in secret, but that she also would have come with someone else? It's a possibility, I think. Alright. Now I believe it's about time for us to move on. Huh? Already?
What?
New clues won't magically appear by standing around here. We need to check every aspect of this case. That's true, but
Let's go.
if you're satisfied, let's hurry up and proceed. He's so pushy. I got caught up with the wrong person this time. So, this is our next location. Huh? This place is related to the investigation? Figure it out for yourself. It's no fun if you don't, right? If I remember right, this card reader is meant to work with our handbooks, right?
What?
Do you have an issue with it? If so, you should take it up with Monokuma. He said that, then quickly and sharply clapped his hands together.
Did you call for me?
Has he been domesticated?
That's right.
It seems that Makoto has a question for you.
You need something?
Well, it's just about this card reader.
Yep.
The card readers have all been designed to interface with each of your e-handbooks. You can only enter the locker room corresponding to the gender listed in your individual handbook. And it's impossible for 2 people in a row to go through while the door is unlocked, correct?
Unbelievable.
If there were some sort of erotic terrorist on the prowl, the ceiling-mounted Gatling gun would initiate a Swiss cheese slaughter. And the school regulations prohibit anyone from lending someone else their handbook, correct?
Of course.
Correctly correct. So then that means only girls can go in the girls' locker room, and only boys can go in the boys' locker room. In other words, Chibata's body being found in the girls' locker room means, hey Makoto, I can see right through you. See right through me? Allow me to tell you what you're thinking. Since Chibata was found in the girls' locker room, the killer must have been able to get in there.
So, in other words,
As such, the killer must be one of the girls. Did I get it right?
such ignorance.
Good lord, you're simple. But am I wrong? Should pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of you the entire time. Loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else's is perfectly fine. I would expect nothing less from the prodigal son of the noble Togami family. So you managed to sniff out the loophole in the regulations. Knowing you, I would bet you created it on purpose, didn't you? To add a little more excitement to things. You're treating me like a puny little appetizer instead of the main course that I am. Now then, since the dead can't actually talk, they're not people anymore, they're things.
Yep.
Get it? Got it? Good. Wait, hold on. You're saying that's a loophole, but in order to borrow something from someone, then that means someone would have to loan it. So,
Why you?
so sleepy. Just listening to you makes me want to pass out. Be more like Booyaka and get your poop together. Booyaka, why work with us if you're not going to help? Because he's a dickhead. Wow things.
Unbelievable.
Or else I'll charge you with criminal negligence. No more questions. Figure out the rest your own damn self.
That's fine.
Well, I know you are unfortunately lacking in mental faculties, so I'll fill you in myself. Let's head to the main hall. The main hall? That'll help you understand what's going on. Card reader has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Is he going to take me there? He is. Alright, good. He's going to drag me around this whole time, huh? Sick, dude. Sick. Fucking appreciate it, bro. We came to the main hall. So, what are we looking for here? Does that mean I have to figure it out for myself? You fucking scumbag. There's a mailbox here. Could there be something inside? It's an e-handbook? No, wait. There's 3 of them. But what are they doing here? So, you finally found them. Huh? Did you know these were here, Booyaka? I happened to find them by chance myself the other day. It seems there's a system in place where the handbooks of dead students get delivered to this mailbox. So then, these 3 handbooks belong to Junko, Leon, and Sayaka. You can go ahead and confirm it yourself. I immediately turned on one of the handbooks, and when I did, Sayaka Mizuno. You're right, this is Sayaka's handbook. Now do you understand? This is the key to the loophole that I revealed earlier. Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get it. Should pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of you the entire time. Loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else's is perfectly fine. I see. Yeah. Now I understand. Main hall e-handbooks has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
What?
Hold on a second. What's What's wrong?
Very strange.
That's strange. On one of the handbooks, won't turn on. Is it broken? Whose is it? The other handbook showed Junko's name when I started it up. And the one that won't turn on must be Leon's, right?
I see.
Would make sense, yes. After all, he did get pummeled with dozens and dozens of baseballs. Pummeled with baseballs? The memory of it came flooding back. That cruel punishment which led to Leon's death. The execution that the mastermind concocted. A cruel, heartless death. Shout out Kingdom Hearts. The, heartless Easter egg. You're right. It wouldn't be surprising for the handbook to break during that kind of assault.
Damn it!
Hey. Curious if you went to that mailbox before this, if they would have been in there? I have no idea. Maybe. Hey.
Me
Hey.
angry. Now
Hey!
I'm really angry.
Yeah, hello, Monokuma. Fuck, dude, chill. What? That e-handbook is essential to student life here. Crucial, integral, instrumental, a super big deal. There's no way it would break that easily. But it did.
That's impossible.
If I say it wouldn't break, it wouldn't freaking break. It can withstand up to 10 tons of pressure, and it's waterproof up to 100 meters, okay? I don't care how many baseballs you hit it with, it wouldn't do crap. Oh, but, even my amazing handbook does have one single weak point. It does?
I can't hear you.
But it's a secret. I wouldn't want you to go breaking any more handbooks.
What?
Then Leon must have broken it somehow without realizing what its weakness was, right? Hard to say. Angry bear? He was an angry bear. You know what I think? I think his handbook isn't actually broken.
What?
But you might ask, how could that be? Leaving the question hanging in the air, Monokuma disappeared. What just happened? Monokuma said it's not broken, but it's an fucking words, dude. Come on, me. You know words sometimes. Once. But it's an undeniable fact that it's not turning on.
That's fine.
Well, I don't see any connection to the case, so it doesn't matter for now. Think so. Either way, something about it still bothers me. Words are hard, you're not wrong! Broken e-handbook's been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay then, this should be enough to, get things rolling. Let's begin our investigation in earnest and track down the true culprit. Yeah, we need to find out who killed Chibata. To be exact, not quite. Huh? Not quite. Yeah, what the fuck does that mean, dickhead? No, get back here. What do you mean by that, Booyaka? To be exact, not quite. Certainly I want to reveal Chibata's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Then, you really think, you truly believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chibata?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Absolutely. I have no doubt that Genocide Jack is the culprit in this case. That murderous fiend is Genocide Jack, right?
What?
There's nobody else it could be. Murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. They're like a ghost attacking suddenly, then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. By the way, I did have low latency turned on. I guess it was automatically on because I never checked it on. I believe you are correct, and it is always on by default. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious serial killer? Genocide Jack. They say he's killed thousands of people, but that's gotta be an urban legend. Still, could one of us really be a demented psychotic killer like that? You're not wrong to wonder, but words mean little right now. I have something that will prove it, and I can show you. Yeah, what? What do you mean by that, Booyaka? To be exact, not quite. Oh, no.
Don't make me repeat myself.
Oh, shit. And I have a basis to believe that, I assure you. Genocide Jack is one of us. Is there really proof? There's somewhere I'd like to take you. This will provide all the evidence you need.
It's all clear now.
Evidence that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Ciabatta. Evidence? Does something like that really... Ah, hey, you two. Big trouble. Need your help.
I don't have time to play with you.
We're busy. Leave us alone.
I mean,
But it's an emergency. Emergency. Come on, please. You gotta help me.
please.
This is a serious emergency. Please, please, you gotta help me. Just calm down, okay, Hina?
I mean,
But it's an emergency. An emergency? What happened?
well,
Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. Well, I mean, she was acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do, Booyaka?
Very strange.
Since it's Toko, I must admit, I'm intrigued. I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure?
Don't make me repeat myself.
What he said. I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no and that'd be the end of it.
yeah.
Okay, come on, hurry. We'll wait for us, Hina.
Let's go.
Looks like she headed to the dorms, to Toko's room, most likely. You're right. Okay. Ah, gotta go, bitch. Toko, squirrel hands. No squirrel hands. Toko's fine. She just bumped her noggin or whatever. You guys are too slow. I think you're just too fast. So, what's this emergency?
So,
Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. And after a while, we came back to check on her. You know, see how she was doing? But when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out, and she kept saying all this weird stuff. Weird stuff?
That's fine.
We should try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. So now I talk to you, I presume? Hold on, I need a drink. Trying to keep the old throat from hurting tonight. Hurry up and do it. What? Where the fuck is Toko's room? There it is. I may as well give it a shot. The door swung open, slowly and silently. Holy crap. An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me. Good, mini hydrate? I'm trying.
what?
Oh, nothing. It's just that, Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But, could you open up, just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control.
Excuse you? And just like that, she slammed the door in my face. What was that? That's what I'm saying, Makoto. What the fuck just happened? She's been acting like that the whole time. When I rang a little while ago. I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend. Doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her in there alone, so I tried to bust down her door. But it felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door. she think the same thing as Booyaka? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chibata? Is that why Toko's so scared?
But
Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to persuade her? Yeah, Booyaka! She fucking loves that guy. Booyaka! My man! Got some hmms going on, okay. Hey, Booyaka, you think you could ask her? To come out of her room, I mean.
That's fine.
Sure, whatever. Huh? You're gonna talk to her, Booyaka? Wow, I guess you can be nice when you want to. Booyaka stood in front of her door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. After a few moments...
what do you want?
Leave me alone. You're all so annoying. Bacula? What?
It's Byakuya.
It's Byakuya. It's Booyaka. I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. And with that, the door slammed shut. Even Booyaka couldn't pull it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Hold on. Hey, Booyaka, what was Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise?
What?
Oh, I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. You're very suspicious, Booyaka. Very suspicious indeed. I wonder what you're hiding. But
Stop talking.
if I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Getting defensive, are we? What are you hiding, my friend? What kind of secrets are swimming around inside that head of yours? Oh, yeah, okay, I'll stay here and keep an eye on her.
Let's go.
Well then, let's go. Without waiting for a reply, Booyaka sped away. Booyaka! And I hurried to catch up. Promise? Yeah. Wonder what that's all about. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. What a bitch. He just kept on walking toward his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. Please be the library. Dude, you fucking piece of shit, Booyaka. The library? Come on, let's go in. Fucking scumbag, dude. Is the evidence that proves it was Genocide Jack really in the library?
Don't make me repeat myself.
What? No! No! Ah!
Don't make me.
I made him repeat himself. Stop fucking talking to him. Look at the goddamn... There are no clues there. We need to check elsewhere. Alright, dude, chill. Oh, fuck, hell yeah. Knock it off. What does this desk lamp matter right now? I don't know. What's going on with the cord? And the laptop's gone. I remember, on the other side of this door, it's the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
It all makes sense once you're inside. Whoa, there's so many books and files. And so much dust, too.
So, in other words,
I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although judging by the smudges in the dust, it looks like there was something inside. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. An extension cord, huh? Okay. This shelf is stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one at random. Oh, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. Hey, look, there's books in here. Huh?
That's right.
That's the report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. Won't be declassified for another 30 years. You sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Without making a sound, I return the file to the shelf. Oh. Huh? It's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Booyaka using in the library before.
What?
You have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. Yeah, but it's got a Monokuma coin in it, Booyaka, you fucking dickhead. There's so many files stuffed onto the shelf. What's in all these things?
That's enough.
Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous? They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean like members of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with the real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. He's trying to hide a coin from you and the Illuminati. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are some very interesting people in there. You're just kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. What about on this shelf? There's a ton of thick files stuffed onto the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person would never want to look at. Be careful. Huh? What do you mean? All those files there are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh? So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? Excuse me. The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here.
Interesting.
It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be for real, right?
Such ignorance.
That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Well, it's not that. It's just, it's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put all this together? That's what she said. There's just so much. Heh, jokes. I want to look at them? No. Bad decaf. Those are Booyaka's files. I suppose it goes to show just how much power Hope's Peak truly wields. Or perhaps the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible. I'll look at his files? No. Those are Booyaka's files.
What?
What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple, those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? Documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times, so there is no doubt. Hold on a second. You're saying you've read all these documents and more than once? But all this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty because I'm a rich fuck. Huh? Members of the Tagami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible?
So, in other words,
I already told you. There's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council. And I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world, backwards and forwards. Files will be mine? No! Those are Booyaka's files. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim, without a doubt, that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. Booyaka is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine, ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Booyaka grabbed a specific file from the shelf. He'll share with me? No! Booyaka's files. To become such a ruler, he must measure everything as rulers do.
that's right.
This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases has been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that at every crime scene the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood, and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Jabata. Genocide Jack? That son of a bitch, he's here! Save your surprise, the best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who knew about that particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about this act of mounting the victims. That's gross. Don't have sex with dead bodies. Now, if you recall Chibata's corpse, make my own crime scenes and then he'll want to share his other files with me, stop trying to steal Booyaka's files. That's his happy place. Let him have it. He doesn't come to your happy place and throw his feet up on the coffee table and just fucking wallow around in it. Her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So how could the killer have known about suspending the victim, Makoto, please?
That's right.
That's the key question. But in fact, the answer is quite simple.
So, in other words,
The culprit isn't a copycat killer, it's the real Genocide Jack.
in other words,
That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. Then Genocide Jack really is such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking around among us? Never played that game.
Interesting.
Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two. Don't call me a ferret, you son of a bitch. I said share, you're trying to steal them.
Such ignorance.
If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. I would rather hang myself with the rope suspending Chibata's dead body. You son of a bitch. Did I get anything out of that? Do I talk to him again? Booyaka, about that Genocide Jack case file. Could you let me see it?
That's fine.
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. It'll be okay every time, you son of a bitch. He wants Makoto on his knees? Yeah. That's what he said. Fucking weird champ, dude. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. Is the file labeled Murder Cases of Genocide Jack Top Secret on the front cover? Is that how we just label top secret documents that we don't want anybody to read? Top Secret. Murder Cases of Genocide Jack. Excellent title. Top Secret. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Booyaka handed me the file and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly my hand stopped. I had reached the page where photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on for several pages. Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Shoji Gaku, 23. Kano Issei, 14. Takeshi Yoshida, 30. It's beautiful. You fucking weirdos, dude. Komatsuna Taro, Takafumi Gono, Uchida Naohisa, Takeshi Masamune, Yuto Umejima. Umejima? There was no end to it. Umejima, probably. One thing became perfectly clear as I read. All of the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. Genocide Jack didn't kill Chibata. Genocide Jack wouldn't murder someone with a dumbbell. Genocide Jack only murders with scissors. So, Booyaka, my friend, my partner, it would seem as though this is in fact not the work of Genocide Jack. You're such a smart boy. Well, I mean, they're all covered in scissors. It's pretty easy to figure out. So now we're going to chalk up Booyaka as public enemy number 1 for the time being, unless we find some other information along the way. And at the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood. Now take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page. Profiling results. All of the crimes took place either on weekdays, at night, or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. So you mean not at 2 o'clock in the morning? Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder.
So, in other words,
Key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. So Booyaka here, this is a work in progress, subject to change with, future evidence. I'm gonna take some leaps, Gonna shoot my shot here. Booyaka here murdered Ciabatta. Okay? Made it look like Genocide Jack did it. But Genocide Jack didn't do it because Genocide Jack only murders with scissors. And Booyaka here fucked that up somehow. I don't know how. He seems like he'd be too smart for that. So, there's a little bit of disbelief that it's not Booyaka. You leave Booyaka alone, he's a fucking scumbag. So, Toko is Genocide Jack. Thought that was fairly obvious, given what happened when we were at her door, but I suspended it, Maybe she just hit her head really hard when she fell, maybe she was rattled, but she didn't. She switched personalities from Toko to Genocide Jack when she hit her head. Thus the promise, I'm assuming, is that Booyaka knows that Toko is Genocide Jack. That's the running theory with what information we currently possess. It is subject to change at any given moment. I could be presented with something that changes it. But that's the current theory. Booyaka murdered Ciabatta and is trying to frame Toko for it by staging it as a Genocide Jack crime scene because Toko is Genocide Jack and Booyaka knows that. Alright, that's what we're going with so far. Thank you, Mercy, for the tier 3 sub for 16 months. That's almost a year. Sorry to butt in, but back at it again to support the dream. Hey, I appreciate it. Also, hello, May. Welcome to the stream. Fuck Booyaka. A split personality, like the kind of thing you see on TV? So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. This one is way more unbelievable than anything else up till now. Or maybe it really isn't? I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb. Same, dude. Genocide Jack case file has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook.
let's go.
Alright, we should get going soon. Huh? Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Ah, wait. Booyaka! I have a fucking headache, chat. But you know what? We're powering through. Powering through, Trying to finish this shit. Hold on, I have text message, please. Please pause 1 second, please. Yes, thank you. I've been here just lurking while making mods for SSE. What is that? Skyrim something edition? Same, I just dropped a couple Tylenol. Good call. Poor head. I'll be alright. I'll be aight. As usual, Buyaka turned and left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. Skyrim Special Edition. That's it. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Huh? Just all of a sudden like that?
I don't have time to play with you.
Come on, enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own.
Goodbye.
Well, goodbye. And just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he'd cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I'd uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack, he's the one that killed Ciabatta. And that murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find that out no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can. Okay. Back to the pool. Which is over here. Nopers. Booyaka rude. Hey, he's a dickhead. Hey, Hifumi. What do you know? Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit.
I feel as if...
Another stat increase for me. Evidence? What did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet.
That's it. I'm sure of it.
But I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. Are you sure about that? Oh yeah, Miss Ludenberg said she'd witnessed something worthwhile too. Really? What did she see?
Well,
She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right? Okay, so where is Celeste now? The warehouse by the dorms. She was there, but at the same time, not there. What's it gonna be? Alright, fuck off. I mean, we're gonna investigate the boys and girls' locker rooms. I like him too, but he's still rude. He is rude. Can't reveal it, Hifumi, then you got nothing? Useless? I mean, he did direct us towards her. So we can investigate that. Poster. Huh? This poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room. Okay. There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Boys' locker room carpet has been added to the True Blood section of your handbook. That's just a TV, lockers, a door, a camera. Is that just the door to back out? Oh no, this leads into the pool. Alright, there's nothing in here. To the girls' locker room. The bloodstained poster. The blood is the most noteworthy part, but big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. Girls' locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place where you'd find something like this. How interesting. Oh, but wait, that reminds me, the poster in the other locker room is... That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. Boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. In the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. Could the posters have been switched? But if they were, why? What reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little more about the locker rooms. 2 locker room posters have been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Yeah, and there's a titty poster in the girls' locker room. There is. Interesting evidence. Interesting evidence indeed. Code Lyoko, you always know something. Hey, Lyoko, you made any progress on your investigation?
Indeed.
Generally speaking.
However...
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it?
Well...
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But...
So then...
Before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Shibata's body one more time. Thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
Goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success. With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. Guess I'll take another look at the body then. And Shibata's handbook is missing? That's definitely worth worrying about. Shibata's e-handbook's added to the Truth Bullet section. Blah, blah, blah. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time? No, she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I'd better give it a shot anyway. If you know these things, Kyoko, then help. Would be nice. Let's see. Shibata's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh? This rope has a plug? Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. The more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Shibata's fatal injury was the blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right. There's the issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. First, I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. Seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. You think? You think something seems different here, Makoto? How interesting. Koto's brain works eventually. It just takes him a minute. What does this all mean? Status of the dead body. Well, the one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Shibata. To figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time. Sakura, what you got for me, girl? You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura? This had to be some strong-ass scissors, custom made.
Of course.
I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay then, let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. I see.
However,
There is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising. We have protein coffee? In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. Mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room and it left a stain. A stain? But I don't see any stain on the carpet now.
of course.
Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there was never a stain here to begin with? Disappearing stain. It didn't disappear, it's over in the boys' locker room. Someone swapped the rugs and the posters, which would mean Shibata was killed in the boys' locker room, not the girls'. She was taken there afterwards to make it look like a woman did it. We're just rolling the ideas as we go. Huh? The lamp won't turn on. Oh, I see. It's not plugged in. The lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. But last time I saw it, it was definitely on, and it was definitely right here. That's right. Booyaka was using an extension cord. There's no extension cord here now. I wonder if... Oh, he wanted to look at the Genocide Jack file. Which is this shelf. I want to take another look at Genocide Jack's case file. I knew it was around here somewhere. Huh? It's gone. Did someone take it out of the archive? The only one who would do something like that. I can't think of anyone but Booyaka. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Booyaka. Things are starting to look bad for you, my friend. Let's go see Hina and Celeste. Let's go ask Hina about the locker room stuff. Maybe she knows something. Time to look at all the files. No, they're all gone. Where is Hina? That's Hiro. Is she in her room? Hello, Taka. That's where the trial is. There we go. The Spare Hotel. Hina. Dining hall. And then the warehouse is where Celeste is. Hina. Nod check. Oh, Hina. How's Toko doing? Same as before. She won't come out and she just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there. You left her? My head was all swimmy and I was getting pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, but don't worry. I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating?
Huh?
A donut, of course. Of course? There's two things I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts. Really? I bet Shibata would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. I should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Well...
Yeah, she was a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Shibata to exercise with you, she always refused.
Yeah, totally.
Yup, it's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls. Was she just shy? She talked to the boys all the time. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex? Oh, wait. Maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Koi fish's account. Alright, enjoy your donuts. I'm gonna go see Celeste. Donuts? I could fucking slam a Krispy Kreme 12-pack right now. Maybe a little Dunkin', you know? Celeste, what are you doing here? This warehouse is amazing and has absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from. I see that, but have you found anything related to the case?
Most unfortunate.
I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. Then you did find something. Very well, I will tell you, and only you.
Actually,
Last night, I saw her here. Ciabatta was in the warehouse. What? Really?
indeed.
This was right before nighttime.
What are you doing out this late?
Krispy Kreme donut holes, I could fucking chug down about 65 of them bad boys. Sounds like me talking to guys more than girls. I understand the sentiment, I guess is the way to put it. It sounds disgustingly sweet. You mean deliciously sweet. Krispy Kreme, hell yeah. Goddamn right.
Oh, I was just...
Just what, ciabatta?
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes, indeed.
I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this ever would have happened. Get what you deserve, I suppose. So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Ciabatta carrying. Which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. Fuck, where's the jacket? I also generally talk to more guys than girls, but then again, I also don't really talk to anyone. Haha. Haha. As you guys might have noticed from my very diverse Twitch chat, a lot of you are girls. Good stretch.
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for. The class trial.
Yeah, Astro, it's very diverse. Okay? Super diverse. I have about a 90-10 ratio of girls to guys in regards to streaming YouTube.
You remember where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
So I don't know anything about the track jacket. Begin the class trial, or it's about to begin. The red door is right through here. Alright, let's do the damn thing. I can solve this even without knowing about the track jacket, maybe? Ahem. So, is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind, or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here. And Toko is... You really don't remember?
Come on.
Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. And just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible. You're terrible. So now everyone's here, right? Yeah, unfortunately, you don't have time to find all the clues. It's alright. We got enough. We can piece this together. Toko! Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Ciabatta. Ciabatta Bread. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Bread mod check? No. Let's just do the damn thing. We have no choice, right? We have to do this. Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions. Couldn't stop speculating. I like bread. No one here likes bread. It's banned, not allowed. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. I have basic white bread for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's all I eat. That sounds awful in every possible way. Good, good. You're rip-raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well,
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
thrills, chills, kills!
Everyone, please find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Hey, shout out Night Owl May playing the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition. Hell yeah, May. Stares up and realizes that I'm actually eating chow mein, eggs, and onion, and continues eating anyway. Well, some of that sounds good. Please share, Mercy. You put yourself in some kind of food jail? What is a food jail? What, May? We all seen it right in the top left corner of my screen. Set my skills. Alright. Do I have any other skills? Oh, I got algorithm. Increases the speed of memorizing a statement. Effective during the non-stop debate. Sure, throw that on there. That's all I have. I need more skills. It's enough. We can make do with this. Sorry I'm testing my mods out in game. Don't be sorry. I'm just shouting out you playing Skyrim. Split some of my food up with everyone. Hell yeah, Mercy. So very nice of you. For now, yeah, I ate something yesterday I think gave me a bit of food poisoning, so I'm keeping it basic. Fair. food jail where you only are allowed to eat bread? Oh, I know someone that's like that, except they only eat rice.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
this.
So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
They graduate and we all die.
then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Yeah.
Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Hey, I eat more than rice. Who said I was talking about you? First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. It was a dumbbell. Am I looking for someone that says something else? What's my slow time button again? Right bumper. Okay.
It appears it was a head wound.
That's true.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Dumbbell.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
But wait. How do I shoot? Why?
Interesting.
I
That
fucking
certainly
missed.
would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
It's alright, I just forgot the button. Had to be a scenic crime or something with a blood stain on it. Yeah, I know.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file,
What kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Break! I'd like to meet this other
Can we
person
agree
here that
that the
enjoys
object
rice
that
so
dealt the fatal
much.
blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
Hifumi, don't ever speak again.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Hifumi, you be creepy? He's just a simp. Did he really kill Chibata? A new element has been added, non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Of course there has. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. So way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the A button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all, in which case you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun. I'm set to the middle one, which I think is kind, not gentle. Which is unfortunate.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Oh, got it.
It's wrong. I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library.
You mean Buyuk gave it to you?
I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
You got it? Hell yeah, I did.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
Boob lust. God damn it, Ufumi. I thought I told you not to fucking talk anymore. Boob lust. Also, there's 3. Buyuka. Oh, mighty genius, but you're too fucking dumb to read between the lines. 3. Bloodlust written at the scene in the victim's blood. 2. The victim is suspended crucifixion style. And 3. All of the murders have been carried out via stabbing with scissors. Also, in regards to point 2, the suspension is also done with scissors. You seem to be forgetting one there. Oh, mighty genius detective. Fucking dumb dickhead.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
Thank you, Koifish. Me, the person of boob lust, cybersexual urge to penetrate. Gross.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know, if I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body. How the victim was positioned.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
And me and Buyuka.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
Shout out to May, who is now playing the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition again. It's a bullshit line from CSI Cyber. I didn't even know that was a thing that existed.
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
Yeah, I know, Mondo.
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Oh, it is Toko! Fuck off, testing mods is like this sometimes. I mean, hey, do your thing. Notifications? Yeah, I always have Steam notifications on. I'm too dumb to remember to turn them off.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What?
Damn, he straight up said that. Pausers, he did.
Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Oh, Hangman, okay. What are we spelling? Wait, what am I doing? Oh. S. C. Z? Okay. Oh. I figured it out. I was pressing A, which is not how you shoot. Damn it, you made me yawn too? Yeah, no, I'm not sorry.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too.
Booyaka read that out loud to you.
They thought that the suspect might have...
I think.
What did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Yeah, DID.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Top secret. The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality, it has to do with her behavior.
I got it!
When her tongue started hanging out.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine, I'm fine. Yeah, ha ha. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? Yeah, ha ha ha. She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top inning and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly
Shut up,
calm.
May playing the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Special Edition. Again.
In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
Toko, you fucking monster.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll to drive out the killer, to drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
I hate you? That's fair.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
He's a fucking genius.
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
So the promise was that Booyaka knew she was Genocide Jack.
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
Jesus, Booyaka, you're a real fucking scumbag, huh? Genocide Jack didn't even do it, you fucking bitch.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
Damn brutal. Why breaking a girl's promise? What a dick. He is a dick. I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Oh, Booyaka, no! You fucking scumbag. You just get worse and worse. Oh no, you didn't? What a fucking...
That's the only reason I promised.
fucking scumbag.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that.
Okay, he never said that, supposedly.
But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
Shout out Night Owl May, playing The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition. Again.
I hate you.
And yes, I'm going to do that every time the notification pops up and I see it.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
Goddamn Booyaka, he's a fucking scumbag.
The person you don't mean.
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. Oh, he summoned Genocide Jack? A huge thud echoed across the courtroom. But in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Not really, no. Look at that tongue. What you doing after this trial, Toko? If you're innocent and I'm innocent, what you say we go get guilty somewhere, girl? What's that? Girl has layers, knockers.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Damn, girl, what that tongue do, though? That's what I said.
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
So intense.
Genocide Jill.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know.
A top inning and a bottom, a sea of truth and web of
Just
lies.
like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
What a turnaround. You're not wrong. This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! insane! They just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
I love even how they changed the music for her. Yeah, it's pretty nice touch.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
Monokuma is right. They let like a 16-year-old girl become a serial killer and they have no idea who it is.
Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Where are the fingerprints? Where's the hair sample? Nothing was found. Nothing. Fucking cops. Nopers. She's the mastermind of masterminds.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said. I need to get some more details about all of this. Let's do it. What bullets in the chamber? Status of the dead body. Alright.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, it doesn't. No scissors. I love Toko / Genocide Jill. It's a very cool character concept.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that.
Hell yeah, the scissors.
I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction.
She also only kills men.
I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense.
Shout out Night Owl May playing the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition. Sad that most media paints most people with DID as crazy, though. I don't know that this really helps that a whole lot.
There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases
The media just
and
keeps
this
doing
one.
it. One clear difference between the murders. In the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and stomach. Here you'll see a clearer difference.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's sad. It is.
According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. one more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking? So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right, the second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands. Here, you'll see a clear difference. What was used to suspend her, I guess? It was rope instead of scissors?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Shout out Night Owl May, who is now playing the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Special Edition. Again. May, you were really going in, huh? Yo. Hello, baby to the Yoda.
Well, in all the previous genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement! Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Alright.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac! There's actually one more difference!
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each genocide Jack case!
I see nothing wrong with comparing food to murder. Yeah, that sounds about right. The modern working one takes a lot of back and forth, I can tell.
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as day why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Is there anyone you want to survive the most? Hopefully that sentence made sense. It didn't sound right in my head. Kyoko. I would say is probably my personal favorite that I would want to see survive. Love how you call it Monokuma Monday? Yeah, gotta have the alliteration. Let's see. Also, hello, Wet Goth. There was a pattern surrounding the genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. If you look at the names of every victim, what you'll notice is... I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because... Chihiro was a girl.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
Shout out Night Owl May, playing the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Special Edition once again.
In all the genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Ken Harada, 32, Tetsuhiro Honda, 17, Shoji Gaku, 23, Kano Issei, 14, Takeshi Yoshida, 30. I'm gonna read all these again, huh? Komatsuna Taro, Takafume Gano, Uchida, Naohia? That didn't sound right. Takeshi Masamu. Pretty sure that was Masamune last time, but alright. Yuto Yumajima. There was no end to it.
They were all guys?
Correct, hero.
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it.
Alright, calm down.
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chefs suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
Good point. Oh yeah, Theo. How's it going? I'm gonna go genocide Jill on her ass in a second. I mean, look, I said I was gonna do it, so you can't act surprised. Also, hold on, let me just... There. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3.
I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Please no spoiler at all. It's alright. I got rid of them for good. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. You guys are too lenient sometimes. If you would like to make an appeal regarding a ban, you can do so. I will read it. And there's a 90% chance that I won't care. But if you seem sincere, you might fall in that 10% range where I do. Just when you get warned twice, don't do it a third time. It's not that hard.
Quiet, lolly car!
I didn't notice. Sorry, I'm bouncing too much. You're fine. Just go ahead and load up Skyrim again.
Lowly cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did
There it
kill to
is.
survive,
Shout out May. Loading up The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition again. On cue.
why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Alright, May. You got a staring problem? Tango kicked a few. What? I didn't see it either till later. I spilled food on myself again. You're fine. You guys have stuff going on. You know what I mean? Things happen. I don't expect any of you to be here 24/7 staring down every message and reacting on time. That's why I also have the ability to do things. Anyway, I have my own pair of scissors. Yeah, so does Genocide Jill over here. You guys are one and the same, huh?
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime!
I want her scissors. No! Stop trying to take people's stuff!
Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot! The rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
We just might be a little similar. Just a little. I just want a replica at least. Get your own stuff. Stop stealing from people. Give Buyuka's files back and give Toko her split personality scissors back.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Well.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Me and Buyuka know about it. Actually, hold on. There is one person. I mean, two. We also know. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. Select someone. It's fucking Buyuka, dude. Where are you at, dickhead? Fucking Ciabatta.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody's searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
Well, how did he know the victim was Chihiro before we found the body?
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction to what Booyaka just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? No, I would like you to stop adding elements. Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the Y button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. I'll just murder everyone and they will just be things, and Monokuma will let me have leftover belongings. You can only murder 2 people at a time per Monokuma's rules. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case, though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, so something about her being dead and him knowing beforehand. No, that doesn't help me at all. I need to use this Y thing.
You said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Before we found the body,
But
maybe?
he was acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro,
who was a girl.
Yeah, sounds good, bitch.
No, that's wrong.
So I'll take a break for a chapter and murder someone, and then murder some more. I mean, if you get away with the first 2, then you'll be forced to graduate.
Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Booyaka's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to
How about, you did it, bitch. True, if I graduate, everyone else dies anyway. It's true.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents.
His extension cord.
The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Booyaka's responsible is hidden in there? What could it be? Library desk lamp. Okay.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that
Rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this?
Pausers?
I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
Thank you for your input. You leave Booyaka alone? I won't until he's dead.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still. There's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Shibata's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really just accept what Booyaka said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said. I mean, we already talked about... Oh, fuck, the scene of the crime.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right?
Oh, she was murdered in the boys' locker room.
But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
Jesus.
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Yeah, the posters and the
I
carpet.
believe I do.
Hey, Booyaka, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Booyaka, who'd been so confident up till now, maybe Booyaka never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys' and girls' locker rooms. For someone who reads police files for funsies, he's terrible at investigations. Yeah, he's not great.
I got it!
Big titty poster first.
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Thank you for your input, Jill.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. Alright, carpet.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away.
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't mind the swimsuit girl poster in the locker room. Same, dude.
In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
To make it look like someone else did it.
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Alright, Hero, come on, buddy. Is he right? Could Shibata really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Yeah, she could have used Leon's broken e-handbook or something. Maybe that's how it got broken. Don't fail us now, Hero. I know. Broken e-handbook. That's Leon's.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook.
No.
She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's
Oh,
handbook.
she didn't use Leon's handbook. I'm dumb.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Nope.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst. You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Oh, wait.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chibata was killed in the girls' locker room and Buyaka's the one who did it? Really? Taka, stop talking. Taka is useless? I don't disagree. But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Oh shit, field trip!
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Kyoko is the only one that keeps any of these idiots from losing trials. I agree.
For real?
I need this trial to end. We've been here for like an hour. We started this at like 8:40 and I was like, oh man, I might go to bed at a decent hour. Nope. Wait. Fucking Monokuma.
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
Hifumi, if you touch that body, I will fucking kill you in front of everyone.
No way!
That's more like it.
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
Taka. You know, I want to go to a trial where people have random epiphanies and shout, I got it! It'd be sick.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Best trial facts.
Okay, here I go.
Chill, please.
I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
What the fuck happened? Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Ciabatta bread's a boy?
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
You know, Hifumi, you got your moments where you're not that bad.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then... It's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
What a delayed reaction for me. I love Hifumi's delayed reactions.
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Of course you did, Monokuma.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Ciabatta was actually a guy? I know, right, Makoto? We were gonna kiss him on his mouth. It's too bad that he died, because... Fuck it, dude. I mean, we could still do it, Makoto. You know what I mean? If that's the way that you wanted to roll, I fully support you in that. I've been waiting for that moment for a V long time. You've been waiting like 4 streams. It's not that long. The thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
Yes, welcome to 25 minutes
I
ago.
still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd.
Yaoi fanfiction? No. Did they identify as a girl, though? Maybe? Oh, I forgot about Sayaka's and Junko's handbooks. Yeah. In the drawer. I don't know, man. We don't know why. I mean, as of now, at least I don't know if we ever will know why, but as of now, we don't know why. Ciabatta bread. Cross-dressed. Could be that she identified as a girl, or it could be that he is he and did it for other reasons. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out at some point.
I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
What are you saying?
This is the most titillating situation!
Don't say tit. Don't say tit with that fucking tongue hanging out, ready to...
So
Moving on.
now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
Wow. Incongruity, synonyms like incompatibility, inconsistency, difference, discrepancy, strangeness. Don't talk about her body being strange, you fucking weirdo.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
He's a weird champ. He is. Why would you fucking change the crime scene? What are you doing?
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more
You
important.
can't even say
isn't
the
it,
F word. Yeah, he's a fucking bitch.
Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every
Oh, he
possibility.
doesn't curse. Cute. He's a fucking bitch. I was gonna say he's a pussy, but yeah, that works too. Yeah, he's also a pussy.
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Oh my god, we're putting together a team. We're bonding. You're a fucking bitch. Hey, how about you just load up Skyrim again?
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Yes. Fuck you. Go ahead, boot it up.
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
How dare you alter Chibata's crime scene? Fucking scumbag. Bonding? Yeah, we're all bonding.
That's very true.
Sakura touched a peepee.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Buyaka didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chibata? So one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is a guy. Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. That's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Celeste's account. Are you going to Jill to come out to
Isn't there
play?
a single
Maybe.
clue that might lead us to who did it?
She's not expecting to touch a PP. She really wasn't.
Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah, Celeste did in the warehouse.
All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Nope, Celeste saw it.
No, it's wrong.
Hero smart, Taka dumb. I mean...
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto. Her voice is to die
The
for.
rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
Hero might be smart in an alternate universe. I mean, I think he's got some brain under there. He's just very, like... He lacks common sense, I think, more than intelligence.
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
Everything in his brain is just foggy. Well, again, I think he just lacks common sense more than anything. Her fake accent is pretty good. Her fake accent is pretty fucking hot.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
You son of a bitch. No.
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
You motherfucker.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much.
You fucking scumbag.
Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship!
Chat friends, I know who killed ciabatta bread. Thanks, Jill, for the input. Always appreciated. Chat friends, ciabatta bread was murdered by none other than Mondo Awada. That son of a bitch. The broken handbook in the drawer is because Mondo probably broke his in the steam room when he was wearing his clothes in there with Taka, so he swapped it out for Leon's. She definitely wasn't going to work out with Buyuka, or Hifumi, or Makoto, and I think it's pretty safe to assume that he wouldn't have trusted someone like Taka to work out with either. It would be the biggest person that was also nice to him. You know, in the few moments that we saw them together, apologized, promised never to yell again, swore that he would never hit a woman until he found out that ciabatta bread was a man, and then he killed him. Mondo Awada murdered ciabatta bread. That son of a bitch.
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
You are.
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow. It's really hard to believe. Celeste's account. Okay, so something that Celeste said about the track suit. It was blue.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Yep, we know
so
that.
Next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! We picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
That?
No, that's wrong.
No? No, am I backwards?
Hold on
I
a
fucked
second,
up.
Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assume he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color.
Oh, shit.
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
Mondo, you fuck.
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just... I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it.
Motherfucker.
The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry?
Chihiro?
I need this to hurry up. It's past my bedtime. Taka gonna be heartbroken? I'm heartbroken!
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It's almost like she was trying to hide it. Poor bromance in shambles. Yeah, fuck Taka. My bromance is in shambles. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew he did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him. The way he was acting. The way he talked, I guess? I don't fucking know, dude. Would you leave Buyuka alone and look at heaven? Turn out to be Mondo? Get fucked? Buyuka, I want to see you solve a case? Buyuka couldn't solve a case if his life depended on it. He's fucking worthless. Also, the dude still played with a dead body like a fucking weirdo. Trust me, if there's anything I can do about it, Buyuka will not make it out of this game alive. Mondo, how could you? I will throw the game in order to murder Buyuka.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick.
That is true. I did notice on Saturday that Mondo called him dude, and I didn't think anything. I thought about it for a second, but I was like, Mondo probably calls everybody dude. But now that she brings it up, I did notice him refer to ciabatta bread as dude. And then I was like, nah, probably nothing.
And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
I did too.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
Kyoko and Buyuka, best characters. Buyuka is worse than the dead characters. I would rather have their corpse follow us around. Mondo, how could you? Dude wants out. Mondo probably wanted to plow ciabatta bread and then found out the ciabatta bread was packing heat and he fucking lost it. Bashed his head in with a fucking dumbbell. Didn't notice that at all. Small details. And Jill, not Toko? Nah, Toko's great. For the most part, all of the characters are pretty good, except for, like, Taka and, Buyuka. They both kind of suck. Buyuka'd be alright if he would just dial back the fucking I'm better than all of you, like, one fucking notch to just, like, I'm slightly above average compared to all of you.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Poor Toko. I love Toko. She needs to shower, though.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone!
Mako is annoying. Fuck you, go play Skyrim.
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
You are.
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
Taka, stop sucking his dick.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
Taka, please.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Holy shit, does Hifumi know something?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Hifumi, please do not fucking say some dumb shit. Please. Fuck you, go watch One Piece. Fuck you, go play the same game you've been playing for the last 11 years.
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
10:09? No, please, just end.
If you really insist, then... Here it is.
What do you have there?
Is that an e-handbook?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Okay, whose is it? You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to... Well, it's gotta be Chibata's, because we don't know where it went.
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
Well, I love One Piece. Same. Good show. Just waiting for Hifumi to say something. He said something helpful, even though he somehow thought that wouldn't be helpful. Fuck, you go play Kingdom Hearts like a child you are. I fucking will. Joke's on you. I will.
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
Oh, the steam room thing that I fucking threw out as a theory. Mondo would know that the steam room will break a fucking handbook. So he took it to the steam room and fried it.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
The sauna? Yes.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere?
Mondo is using Leon's e-handbook still. Yes.
How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbooks break? There's only one possible explanation. By hitting its weak point, just like Monokuma told us.
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that?
Yeah, it was like an hour ago, Monokuma. What? I'm not Hero.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession...
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Steam.
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just make a rule that you're not allowed.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure
No, you
won't
don't.
follow their example?
Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is...
Sauna, steam, something like that.
When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
The sauna.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Mondo refused to take his clothes off when he went in with Taka. Therefore, he accidentally carried his e-handbook into the sauna with him. When he came out, it didn't work. Same Taka, unfortunately.
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
It was Mondo.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Taka knows. Oh, shout out May! You are playing Skyrim again! Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? It had to be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. It was... You son of a bitch.
Here's my answer!
I loved you.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets.
How could you, Desk Chet? Bromance over sad kek?
And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Taka, I don't need you. I assume we just need a majority vote. Shout out May, already launching Skyrim again. I'm so distraught. Mondo, you were so cool. He was the coolest. I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Oh god.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
Hold on, how do I change my bullets again?
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
Broken
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, it doesn't. It's broken.
No, that's wrong.
Break.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Leon's dead.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong!
Yeah, bro, tell me I'm wrong.
You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Oh, shut up, Taka.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
Oh, the fucking
That
comic
way,
book thing?
Everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Okay, this and then the fucking minigame thing, and then I can finally stop. That's gonna be the tracksuit in the bag, probably. Is that an option? Fuck. Is there Celeste pointing at it? Oh, fuck me. Girls and boys locker room. Probably scanning in, and then the working out one, maybe? Oh, no, Chihiro walking in the door. Where's she then? Met a friend! Hey, what's up? Oh, hi, I'm just here to work out, you know? And then the killer using the dumbbells. Hiding, girls' locker room. Sauna. That's Booyaka. Blood splattered on the poster. And then the killer rolled up the carpet and would have, before picking up the body, would have taken the poster down. That one scanned in. Killer put the poster back on the wall. Sat the body down. Then in comes Booyaka, who would have had the extension cord. Dips his finger in the blood. And then writes Bloodlust on the wall. Oh god, this is hard. Going to the steam room. And the broken handbook.
The killer is you! First, let's take a look back to before the incident.
10:23. Come on.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
I can finish by 10:30 if I'm lucky.
That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
Hey, thanks, guys.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who is apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he. Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
Why, though, Mondo? Why Ciabatta?
That's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster. And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room.
Yeah, what was your problem, man? Why indeed?
A girl's
That's all I want to
handbook
know.
was necessary to get into the locker room, of course.
I just want to know why Mondo killed Ciabatta, bro.
But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime.
But why? He even tried to convince us that it was Toko. And he's the one that arranged the crime scene to make it look that way. But why? If we had all voted for Toko, he would have died.
He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Errata?
I have a theory. You hold on to that theory, and we'll come back to it in the future. I forgot Booyaka did that from the first time I watched it. Fucked up. This seems weird. The dude would have died with us. I'm gonna need him to explain himself.
Wait! No, this can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof.
Shut up.
Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Evidence that Mondo is the killer? That already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. Oh my god, a new element is added to bullet time battles. Yeah. Talk a little bit about fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the right bumper, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push AY however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got access to special time, right? So we've also prepared something called nega time that your opponent can use. The opponent activates nega time during the bullet time battle. Your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate fever time at this point, no, never mind, I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use nega time. Well then, good luck and have fun. Literally presented the evidence. I know, Taka's dumb, Taka useless. Fucking hell, dude. Hold on, I don't remember the, A is lock on, Y is attack. And then fever time I will save for when nega time gets used.
You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! Show me some evidence!
This should prove it!
Well, that was surprisingly easy. Are you able to pause and save? No. I don't think so. My thinking so far is right.
Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go, man up.
I did it. I killed him.
I respect that, Mondo. Ooh, 86 medals.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank!
Mondo, how could you do this, bro? I'm sorry, bro. Why, Mondo? Yeah, Mondo, why?
Who will elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Monokuma vote. You get the reason why he did it? We gotta know. I mean, I fucking hope so.
What?
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Awada.
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the B button to fast forward the text. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen this as his way out. Now, nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Which, of course, included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
So sorry. I don't really want to talk about it right now. But I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to be. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did. To keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean, that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret? Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something you didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know?
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Fuck Mondo. Oh. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. Don't think that's the saying? But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why I gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once, just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly, laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was going to lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why I, Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like it before.
I
didn't know what to do about it. Wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us?
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No.
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I feel like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya! I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Hey.
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Look at him. You see, you're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't. You bastard. Can we just hurry this up? Can we get to the part where you kill Mondo and I can save the game and go to bed? We're like an hour over at this point and I'm fucking tired, Monokuma. Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead, say that again. I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but unfortunately I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Awada, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
I said wait!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Sorry, bro. Fuck, Mondo. Too late for sorry, Mondo? No, it's not. It's too late for it to change anything, but it's not too late for him to feel apologetic. The Cage of Death. Monokuma's got Mondo hair? He does. He fucking hula hooping. Mondo butter? Jesus. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be. My brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. Booyaka?
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that? He doesn't think any of your friends.
Naturally.
Of course I do, because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except that
However,
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. You almost died! Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule, too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool, he didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene. But damn, man, if we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. Buyuka turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Ooh, I'm up next? All Buyuka has to do is murder Kyoko and me, and there will not be a soul left here that is capable of taking him down. We are by far the only two capable of doing anything. You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? I don't care why. It's 11 p.m. Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean? 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 Mean. Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how exciting.
Ah, the noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
Ooh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash model for you. Hold on, Monokuma. Actually, if you'll direct your attention towards me, Makoto, over here, I am actually the main character of a video game. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Temper, temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Can I save the game? Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue. Because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot.
Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any fear and despair charged forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh. My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but... Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied! Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
The end. What are we on to? 10? To be continued. You received the crazy diamond present. Sniff, sniff.
I know I shouldn't cry, but
Please just get me.
I've had enough. I can't take it anymore.
If I just close the game now, will it be fine? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. We'll go see koi fish tomorrow. Or, I guess not tomorrow. On Wednesday. Nah, cool. We're done with that shit. Read on pancakes. Taco, please. Perfect cereal corn is made into butter. I love it. Case files for a living, this bitch. So I knew it was Mondo the whole time. I like that he thinks that him... well, I would have told the truth before it came down to us all getting murdered. Yeah, but if we thought it was you, we're not going to believe you, and you go, nah, it was Mondo. So you would have died. Good job. Booyaka thinks he's this fucking hotshot that can't fail, but he's a fucking idiot just like the rest of them. He could have died there. Him telling us the truth would have done nothing. Also, zero chance that that man ever becomes blackened and gets away with it, because I am the Sherlock Holmes of fucking Danganronpa. YouTube, you have a good one. I'll see you later.